service here at Northport Community United Church of Christ, where no matter who you are, where you are on life's journey, you are welcome here. I have finally reached the age where my voice has changed, which you here this morning. I was just telling Mark, I think it was, that my wife went into the, we're not hearing, my volume needs to be up.
Yes.
There we go. Okay. One of the freebies that my wife got while she was at the hospital was cold. This is my microphone wants to bounce off my ear. Let's see if we can get that. Okay. And for my birthday this last week, she gave it to me. So, indeed, we are so blessed. As I left this morning, my wife said, if you start to cough in the middle of your sermon, just end it there. You can all be wishing for the cough to come. We do have a little ritual at this part. If you haven't already started it, there's a red friendship book on the ends of the pews towards the center aisle, and we ask you to open that and sign your name to it and pass it along. If you're visiting us for the first time, we'd like you to include your address, and if you're here in the area permanently, we'd like you to include your phone number. Do we have the first time visitors here? Let's see. All right. There are some special announcements to be made this morning, and Matt is going to make the first one.
Good morning. Last Sunday, as you know, was our Stewardship Sunday, and we collected pledges, and I'd like to give you an update on how that went. We collected 44 pledges for about $60,000. So we're very thankful for all those who turned in their pledge, and for those who haven't, the opportunity is still there. Pledge cards are available in our text, and feel free to fill one out, and we'll continue this drive. Thank you.
Thank you, Matt. And Mary.
Good morning. We have been asked by Habitat for Humanity to serve goodies at a house dedication December 3rd here in Northport. And so I'm looking for about 4 volunteers to make some what I call finger food goodies, cookies, bars. The dedication is at 8:30 in the morning. If anybody would like to go with me there, we will be meeting at the church at 7:45 Saturday morning, December 3rd. If you volunteer, you need to let me know afterwards. To make goodies, you need to bring them to the church on Friday morning when the office is open from 9 to 12. The house is located on Zoratoa Avenue, which is out near the intersection of Price and Chamberlain. So it's way Cranberry. Thank you. Started with a C. It was close. So Price and Cranberry. So it's a ways from here. So we need to leave here by 7:45 so we can be there and be set up by 8:30. So if you'd like to make goodies for that, a dozen or 2 cookies, etc., please let me know after church. I'll be in the fellowship hall. Thank you.
Thank you. The lunch bunch will meet on Tuesday at 12:30 at Beef O'Grady's, and everyone who likes to eat lunch is invited. The choir rehearsal this next week will be on Tuesday evening rather than Wednesday. And the Thanksgiving dinner on Thursday here at the church is definitely on. It will be at 1 o'clock. Turkey will be provided. Bring a dish to share. And the sign-up sheet is in the fellowship hall or Steve Carroll Pratt. For more information, you do not need to spend Thanksgiving alone. You can come here and spend it with friends. The church office will be closed Thursday and Friday for Thanksgiving. And next Sunday, believe it or not, is the first Sunday in Advent. And we will be doing the hanging of the green, which is the church's way of saying we're going to decorate the church next Sunday afternoon at 4 o'clock and have a lot of fun. And there's going to be pizza afterwards. And then following that, we're going to come back in here for a very informal, but I hope interesting service of hanging of the dreams. And what it is, it's a head start on singing a lot of Christmas songs and an explanation of why we use the various types of dreams that we do in the Christmas season. Let us join our hearts in worship.
worship. Come, praise the Lord with me.
We will exalt God together. Praise be to God.
Let us worship in an experience of our praise and thanksgiving.
It is the joy that we praise and worship God, the Creator and giver of everything we have.
Please join in the unison prayer.
In all things, let us give thanks to you, O God. Help us to find ways of showing our gratitude. Help us to be
scripture reading this morning, Psalm 65. Praise is due to you, O God, in Zion, and to you shall vows be performed. O you who answer prayers, to you all flesh shall come. When deeds of iniquity overwhelm us, you forgive our transgressions. Happy are those who you choose and bring near to live in your courts. We shall be satisfied with the goodness of your house, your holy temple. By awesome deeds you answer us with deliverance, O God of our salvation. You are the hope of all the ends of the earth and from the farthest seas. By your strength you establish the mountains. You are the girded with might. You silence the roaring of the seas, the roaring of their waves, the tumult of the peoples. Those who live at earth's furthest bounds are awed by your signs. You make the gateways of the morning and the evening shout for joy. You visit the earth and water it. You greatly enrich it. The river of God is filled of water. You provide the people with grain, so you have prepared it. You water its furrows abundantly, settling its ridges, softening it with showers, and blessing it with growth. You crown the years with your bounty, your wagon tracks overflow with riches. The pastures of the wilderness overflow. The hills grit themselves with joy. The meadows clothe themselves with flocks. The valleys dock themselves with grain. They shout and sing together for joy. Herein is the scripture.
For the beauty of the earth, for the glory of the skies, for the love which from our birth over and around us lies. Lord of all, to thee we raise this our hymn of grateful praise. Of the night, hill and vale and tree and flower, sun and moon and stars of light. Lord of all, to thee we raise this our hymn of grateful praise. We bring sacrifice of praise unto the house of the Lord. We bring the sacrifice of praise into the house of the Lord. And we sister, parent, child, friends on earth and friends above, for all gentle thoughts and mild. Lord of all, to thee we raise this our hymn of grateful praise. For thy church that evermore lifteth holy hands above, offering up on every shore her pure sacrifice of love. Lord of all, to thee we raise this our hymn of grateful praise.
Thank you, choir. I'd like to have all the children come and join me up here in the front pew, please. And what day is coming this week? Thanksgiving. Almost forgot that, didn't I? There we go. Lots of room up there. Be friendly. Thursday is Thanksgiving. What happens on Thanksgiving? What kind of things do you think of with Thanksgiving? Tim? What do you think of with Thanksgiving? The family. Yeah, family comes together. What else? God. Yeah, that's important. We thank God. Okay? What happened? We thank God. Thanksgiving time. Yeah. And friends. Yeah. And friends come together, family comes together. What about food? Do we have food at Thanksgiving? What do we have at Thanksgiving? What kind of food? Turkey. What else? Mashed potatoes. You like mashed potatoes? Gravy. Pumpkin pie. How could we forget the pumpkin pie? Stuffing. Yeah, stuffing. How many of you like stuffing? How many of you like stuffing with gravy? Yeah. And don't forget pretzels. Huh? Pretzels. You have pretzels at Thanksgiving? You don't? Well, guess what? I'm going to invite you to include pretzels this Thanksgiving. And I want to share with you why. This is a pretzel twist. Now, in order to understand what this has to do with Thanksgiving, I want to show you how children were taught to pray many long years ago, hundreds of years ago. When children in Europe were taught to pray, they were taught to cross their arms over their chest, because they were being like, God thinks each person is special, and they wanted the child to sort of know what it would feel like to have God hug them. And then this was the pose for praying. So cross your arms across your chest. Wouldn't that feel nice and safe as a kid? Yeah. That's how children would pray. Now, look at each other and see what you look like. You see the pretzel? And what you look like? See the arms crossed? There were some monks in southern France, those were religious leaders, that would reward the children after they learned their prayers by giving them these pretzel twists, which looked like the children when they were praying. And when we gather at Thanksgiving, one of the things we do, we already said it, we thank God for all of the gifts that we have. And we do that in prayer. So, I'm inviting you at Thanksgiving to include pretzels so that you can remember that God wants you to pray. And it will encourage everybody else to pray Thanksgiving. You are welcome. And remember, thank God and pray. Let us pray. Dear God, we do thank you for all of our needs. And so this Thanksgiving, we will just say thank you. Go yourself. Thank you. Oh, take your bulletins along. There you go. Thank you. So the next time you're eating those pretzel twists, you'll all know where they came from. Yes, that's a true story. Celebrations. This is the week of Thanksgiving. People are getting together with family and friends. What else? What are you celebrating? What would you like to lift up with your friends here at the church? Let us in on what's going on in your celebration.
I like to celebrate the fact that kids tolerate many things but food. We often think of food as Thanksgiving. That's so refreshing for the ministry this morning.
Yeah.
Thank God for that.
Yeah.
I thank God that Jack Malone, first time back in church in a year, is back in the
Very thankful. Yeah. Yeah. Other celebrations. Any other celebrations?
Yeah, my daughter, granddaughter, are here.
Nice to have you here.
Minnesota.
From,
Minnesota.
yeah, from Minnesota. Any other celebrations? Concerns that you would like to raise this morning? No?
I'd like prayers for a good friend of mine, wife and family. Bill Kelly passed away this last week.
Bill
Bill Kelly.
Kelly. That's very sweet. Prayers for families and wife. Other concerns?
My aunt has spine cancer.
I didn't. I've got to turn my hearing aids back on. Yeah.
My aunt has spine cancer.
Your,
My aunt has.
your aunt? Or, or what, depending on where you're from. Nikolai, who lives in Russia, is suffering from pain. Any other concerns?
Rex Morris is not doing well.
Who isn't?
Rex Morris.
Rex Moore. For the way the country is going. I saw Marion Turkington yesterday, and she is in the convalescent home. They are giving her lots of physical therapy, and she is coming along well. So we need to hold her in our prayers. Let us be at the prayer. Our gracious God, our thoughts in this week do turn to you with great thanksgiving for your many blessings to us, for the basic goodness of life. Life is good, and for this we are thankful. We thank you for births in our families. We thank you for the return of friends. We thank you for people who come to visit us. We thank you for so many, many, many people and things. But our hearts also turn to those that we know that are deeply in need at this time. People who are in need of food and shelter, clothing, and friends. People who are struggling with important decisions, people who live with worry and anxiety. We ask you to be a healing presence with them and be with us that we might find ways of reaching out to touch them, to let them know that you are a loving God. We pray for our country, for our people in uniform who are in service to the country. We pray for all of those who work for peace and justice throughout our country and the world. Hear us now as we lift to you our silent prayer. All of these prayers are the prayers of your people, O God. Receive them and bless us. We pray in Christ's name. Amen. Let us now bring our lives and our gifts before God. So we bring these, our gifts and our tithes and our lives, giving them back to you that you may use them to bless the community and the world. We do this in the name of Jesus. Amen.
Scripture reading, Luke 17, 11 through 19. On the way to Jerusalem, Jesus was going through a region between Samaria and Galilee. As he entered the village, 10 lepers approached him. Keeping their distance, they called out, saying, "Jesus, Master, have mercy on us." When he saw them, he said to them, "Go, show yourselves to the priests." As they went, they were made clean. Then one of them, when he saw that he was healed, turned back, praising God with a loud voice. He prostrated himself at Jesus' feet and thanked him. And he was a Samaritan. Then Jesus asked, "Were there not 10 made clean? But the other 9, where are they? Was none of them found to return and give praise to God except this foreigner?" Then he said to him, "Get up and go on your way. Your faith has made you well." Here ends the scripture reading.
morning's scripture reading from Luke is a fairly familiar story, especially on this Sunday before Thanksgiving. It is very often the basis for a Thanksgiving sermon. It tells the story of when Jesus was walking along in that territory that runs between Samaria and Galilee, and he came to a village where on the outskirts there were 10 lepers. They had to be on the outskirts, you see, because if you had the disease of leprosy, you were segregated from the rest of society. You were kept away from other people because no one would want to run the risk of being infected by that disease, where pieces of your skin actually fell away from your body. It was a disease that was so hideous that it left people looking very disfigured and even ugly. So here were these 10 lepers who had been affected by this disease, living on the outskirts of this village. And when they saw Jesus approaching, they ran towards him, shouting, "Jesus, Master, have mercy on us." And Jesus did have mercy by telling them to go and present themselves to the priest, announcing that they had been healed. They needed to do that because not only was leprosy believed to be a physical ailment, but it was also believed to be an indication of an uncleanliness, and cleanliness was next to godliness, as we all know. So they had to present themselves to the priest, indicating that they were healed of this disease. So they left Jesus, and we suppose they did as they were told. One of them, a Samaritan, returned. All the others who were Jewish despaired. The Samaritan returned and thanked Jesus for what he had done. And Jesus said, "Weren't there 10? Why is only this one a Samaritan, the one who returns to give thanks?" Then Jesus turns to the Samaritan and says, "Go, your faith has made you well." Go, your faith has made you well. This morning I would like us to reflect and think about the gratitude attitude and how important it is for our well-being, for our overall healthfulness, to be a thankful people. And to begin this reflection, I would like each of you to help me with this by closing your eyes for a moment and think about what it is you are feeling thankful for on this day, this year. Things that you think are important for you to be thankful for. Now, permit me to put on my Creston hat and do a little mind reading here. Here's what I believe you are thankful for right now. You're thankful for family, friends, caring spouses and caring children, if those are a part of your life. You're thankful for love, a caring church, health, beautiful music, the Spirit of God in our midst, food, meaningful activities in our lives, life itself, and and our faith. The faith that makes us well. We have many things for which to be thankful, which raises the question, so to whom do we express our thanks? I read an article in a Reader's Digest once. Reader's Digest is one of my favorite research documents for sermons when I'm sitting in doctor's waiting rooms. And this article told of a woman who drove up to a bank's drive-through window at a time when the sun was shining right in her eyes, so she couldn't see who or what was actually in the teller's window. She was in her car, and she wanted to thank the person who was helping her. And so after she had sent that little can through the tube and received it back, she said, "Thank you," to no one in particular, because she couldn't see. And a voice came back through the speaker, "You're welcome." And she thought, well, how nice that is. I wonder which program could do that. It caught my attention because so many of the ATM machines are programmed to do exactly that. You make your transaction, and it either prints or oftentimes says, "Thank you, come again." This is from an automated teller machine. A machine that has taken the person out of the transaction. So I wonder if that has something to do with causing us to be a less than thankful people in our society, by and large. And I say that because so much of what I read and hear reported and witness someplace personally is that there are many things we now take for granted. It has led me to wonder, is this because so much of our society today is in fact automated? And let's take the word automated, for instance. Auto means self. If something is automated, it means that it is self-run. So much of our society today appears to be turning back on the self. For instance, when I go through the checkout counters of the grocery stores, I look at the magazines displayed there, and I read the titles of the magazine. Years ago, the latest magazine that came out was called People. Then some years later, out came a magazine called Us. And then a few years ago appeared the magazine Self. An inward progression is taking place. Self has become important in our society. We self-generate things. We self-make things. We read self-help books and self-help magazines. God forbid we should ask someone for help. Literally. We give ourselves what we need. Speaking of the supermarket checkout, I can even go through that self-check lane and completely do it all by myself. I don't even have to interact with the person at the counter at the register. I don't need anyone else to help me at all. So to whom am I going to be thankful for what I have? Well, the logical conclusion is me. I'm responsible. I made me. And I got what I needed because I took care of myself. And this is a very real attitude in today's world. Probably always has been, but it just seems so prevalent today. And then along with that is the attitude that what we have, we deserve. It's ours because we deserve it. Will Rogers made the observation during his lifetime that it seems the better off life becomes on a daily basis, the higher our standard of living goes, and the less we really appreciate what we have, and the less thankful we are. Back during the time of the Pilgrims, life was very hard. That first winter, they had very little in the way of any comforts, even by their standards of what they had before they left England. And when they were giving thanks on that first Thanksgiving, it was for their very survival as a people. And that was after they had lost half their company. Because half made it through the previous winter, they were thankful for life and the minimal things they had. The more we have, the more we seem to take it for granted. The more self-satisfied we are, the more we think we did it for ourselves. And that leads us into some very dangerous waters, where we then become more anxious because we lose our fellowship with one another, our friendships, our appreciation of what we do for one another, and then our appreciation for life. And there is a danger that we then begin to feel and think as though life is on automatic, that things just happen the way they do without a creative God who cares for us and gives to us out of that care. People today are very much in danger of losing that faith perspective that believes that there is a God who gives us life and grants us the gifts and the resources of life. But it's in being in touch with that faith that makes us whole and healthy people. The leper returns and gives thanks, and Jesus says, "Your faith has made you well." He was not saying your faith has healed you of leprosy. All 10 lepers were healed of leprosy. One of them was well. One of them returned and was healthy, was a whole person. That was the one who was grateful, who had gratitude, had the gratitude attitude, which is so important. One of the discoveries of medical science has been that our overall sense of well-being, our genuine appreciation for life, has a great deal to do with how well our immune systems work. Our health, it seems, is greatly affected by our spiritual well-being, and I think our gratitude attitude is very important in that regard. And it pays off big health dividends. I think this is true both for us as individuals and for us as a society. For all of us, I encourage us to let our faith make us well. After all, that is what is really meant by the word salvation. Complete well-being and health. So may it be for us all as we express the gratitude attitude to one another, to our God, who has given us everything. Gracious God, who has given us so much, whether we realize it or not. We are not self-made. We are not even self-empowered. We are a people very, very dependent on you and your creation. So we are thankful. May it be that our gratitude and faith keeps us well given us life that we might enjoy it abundantly. We pray this, thank you, in the Spirit of Jesus Christ. Let us join in singing our concluding hymn, which corresponds with the choir's wonderful anthem, Rejoice in Joy. May we indeed continue to be a thankful people, and not just for this week or for Thanksgiving Day, but in all of our lives. May we express the gratitude attitude that we might be well and whole and a blessing to the community in which we live and serve, following Jesus